Welcome back to the Black on Black Wealth podcast, where we have interesting conversations with people from around Chicago and around the world. We are starting this month with a Day in the Life of series. And this month this episode, we have master stylist, professional model, reality TV star, Jill of all trades, CEO of YIM, Your Image Matters, Miss Chassidy Mickale.
What's up, y'all?
Thank you for joining us today, man. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I can't complain.
Hey, it's always great to see that smile. Always. For those of you who don't know, me and Chassidy are good friends,
Yes.
fellow entrepreneurs.
Yes.
We go back, oh man.
Ooh, 20 years.
20 plus years. Man.
20 years. That's crazy.
It's been a long time, man. Block parties.
Woo.
Good fun.
Good time.
Juke parties, all that good stuff.
Eight.
Yeah. So along the way, along the last 20 years, we have both decided to quit jobs
Yes.
and to become entrepreneurs. Right?
Yeah. We did that?
We did that.
Okay.
We did that.
All right.
And along the way, we have both had struggles. We have
Yes.
both had triumphs. But one thing, we have both always supported each other.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we've always supported each other. And I think, as we were talking about earlier, being an entrepreneur gets lonely at times.
Yes.
So having a support system is all that.
Very essential.
Yeah, there we go. That sounds better. Yeah, being an entrepreneur it gets tough sometimes. So I'm happy to have you here because one of the reasons that I decided to do this podcast is because I want people like us to have references and to know that they're not out there doing things by themselves, and to know that there are other young black entrepreneurs who are going through the same things they are, and that we should be supporting, we should be telling our story, and we should have something else that's prevalent in the world and the media than just a lot of the negativity that we see, in the real world, in the news world, in the algorithm, if you will. Yeah. So with that being said, why don't you tell me like I don't know, pretend I'm Oprah,
Okay.
and tell me a little bit about your business.
Okay, so my business is a beauty concierge service for hair, makeup, and wardrobe. And what I do is I empower women through beauty enhancement. It sounds simple, but it's not, because I know personally how I feel when I put that time in to make sure I look my best. And I know that looking away, you perform a certain way.
Okay.
And so when I help women discover that look, they see a return on performance.
I like that.
And that's what leads to success.
I like that.
You know?
I just saw Deion Sanders, Coach Prime. He said, when you look good, you play good,
Yeah.
and you feel good.
You do.
Yeah.
We're a very visual world. Unfortunately, you're judged purely on how you look.
Word.
It's just what it is. People be like, don't judge a book by its cover.
Yeah.
You're going to.
Yeah.
We're visuals.
Yeah. It's like how when a brother walks in the barber shop quiet, and after he gets that crispy line, and he's like,
Can't tell that man nothing.
You can't tell him nothing. Yeah.
Yes, it's like you've been plugged in.
Yeah,
You're in tune, and so.
I like that. So that kind of makes you a personal self-esteem enhancer.
Oh,
if
absolutely.
You will. Yeah.
I ignite self-esteem. That's what I like to say. Turn it on.
I like that, man. So why don't you tell me? Why don't you tell the people what made you want to dedicate your services and the majority of your time, your life, if you will, to this mission? Because a lot of people out there just want to do some hair or want to do some makeup because it's good money. But I can tell just how you explained it that it's more than that to you.
Oh yeah.
So why don't you tell me a little bit about how you decided to give your all to this?
I mean, it's been a journey. So the biggest thing that stands out from that is how I was raised. You know, I have 2 sisters. I'm the middle of 3 girls.
Okay.
You know, I come from beautiful, supporting, loving marriage, parents, you know, and something my mother always instilled in us was, you know, when you leave that step, like when you go into the world, that's how you carrying yourself. That's how you represent the family.
Right.
So you need to show that love that you get in here, show that outside. You know, it's an evil world, but you don't have to be that person, you know? And so that, of course, was a journey. My grandmother, my late grandmother, she was a seamstress. And so that's how I got into fashion and you know, it just all ties into each other. Okay. Looking good, showing up. If you can't buy it, we gonna make it, or we gonna adjust it to make it look good because it's only one you. I learned that from the beginning. It is only me. You can try to your last breath. You will never be me. And I don't want you to be. Right. You know, you got to lean into your master, you know. And so fast forward, I had to go to college. It was not even up for debate. Okay. I wanted to go to cosmetology school. My parents were like, no, you're actually going to Illinois State. So they picked the school and everything. And, you know, looking back, I'm grateful for that because in the time, of course, I was air punching, but I respected their decision. Right. And so that's when we did fashion design. We got that out the way, boom. And then I went straight into cosmetology school after that. And through that experience, that's when I found like, okay, we gotta work smarter in this. I'm huge on problem solving. And so I always felt like I was ahead of the curve when I was in cosmetology school because I had those 4 years to kind of develop and mature, but I also understood business because I saw that this was a very laborious job and you're going to get tired. Your body will burn out. So how can we maximize on this? And it was I went to Paul Mitchell. Paul Mitchell had the 6-figure stylist. And they said, you will not become a millionaire working behind the chair. You will not become a millionaire working behind the chair. And at that time, the number was, it was 70% that made under $30,000 as a hairstylist because they're not good with money. And then there was 30% that made 6 figures. There was no in between. Wow. And that was almost 10 years ago, so I don't know the exact number now, but that will always be with me because I'm like, all right, boom. Yeah. I can get this license.
30,000 is not.
30K ain't gonna do it because I can do that with just, at that time, my undergrad. So here I am with an undergrad and a license. I mean, y'all gotta, you know, kind of double that because I'm doubling up. And so fast forward, worked in a salon that wasn't doing anything, and so I left the salon to go to grad school. I started doing everybody was happy. Yay, congrats. Well, what about our hair? So I started doing house calls. Like, great job.
Never mind college. I need my kitchen lined up, tightened up with the.
But I'm gonna need my hair done though. Right. That is great.
I need my swoop in my bang.
We are so proud of you. We are so proud of you.
Nice cap and gown, but I need the curls popping.
This is great. Right. So are you going to another salon? Like right. Great. And so at that time I was still living with my parents. My dad's like, no, we not putting no shop in the basement. We not doing that. Right. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just do house calls. Okay. Not knowing that was the spark of genius moves. Yeah. You know, we were transitioning into a concierge lifestyle for everything, groceries, medicine, you know. Yeah. You even got mobile pet salons.
Yeah. You were ahead of the curve.
I was ahead of the curve for sure. And so by going to the homes, you can't tell me that your marriage is good. I see what's going on.
Yeah.
You know, it's a different type of stylist and client relationship.
Right.
Because you can't sell that dream because we ain't in the salon.
Because I know you now.
I'm at your crib. I see how your child talks to you.
Ooh.
And so I said, you know what, it's bigger than that.
Yes, but it's more of a personal relationship.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
So you got a leg up on the traditional stylist.
Yes.
Because it's not just what they come sit in your chair and tell you. You seeing it.
I see it. I'm here.
Word. So let me ask you this: how does that affect your frame of mind when you're working? Because a lot of, me being an artist myself, a creator, a lot of what you accomplish and how your work turns out has to do with your energy and your environment. Overall, do you feel like deciding to be a go-to stylist is it working more for your brand, or does it cause you to have to work harder to maintain that positive energy no matter what the situation is?
Well, thankfully, I'm naturally a positive person. So I'm someone who can always find a good in disaster. Okay. That's how my mind is wired. Okay. And I'm very blessed for that skill and that mindset, because no matter what, I can revert and be like, well, no, you know what? I know there was a tornado, but we are alive. And that was just an example, but you know what I mean? It's just always constantly being able to quickly revert. Mm-hmm. And because I'm in their spaces, it's very keen that I protect my energy at all costs, right, because I'm walking into their environment, their home. They said, your home is your safe space. Yeah. So if it's cluttery and chaotic, that's the energy that's going to be in there. Yeah. So here I am, the peacemaker, coming in, and in all this madness, I still have to show up and perform and listen to what you got going on, and what your kids got going on, and what your husband. I got to hear all that.
It's a fully immersive experience.
It is. Yeah. It is. And thankfully, I attract people who are like-minded or want to be, like-minded. Okay. They know I protect my peace. That's my saying. Okay. I protect my peace at all costs. I can get my money back. I cannot get my time back. Word. So if what I do I love and I could do it for free, I'm not going to. So okay. we're not doing it for free. Yeah, no,
we're not doing that.
I could do it for free.
Right.
But the biggest thing is you're not gonna get on my nerves. Okay. Because I love what I do. In the moment where I feel like you are jeopardizing my peace, and that is outpouring onto other people, we gotta eliminate. Because when I come in, my clients expect me to be, this fairy tale.
Yeah, that's hard, man.
It's hard. It's exhausting. I ain't gonna even hold you. It is exhausting.
Yeah. From an entrepreneurial standpoint, especially being black and being in the service industry, we have a lot of our people who think that what we do is all we do. So yes. They a lot of times don't respect our time because they feel like, oh, you just do hair, or you just do
it's what you do all day, and you love it, so you got time.
Yeah, you should wait on me. You don't want this money, that type of
because that's how it started out. It started out being, the hustle.
Right.
Now this is an empire.
Yeah. So how, if you had to, well, I guess you already explained it. I was gonna say, if you had to speak on one major thing that helped you to maintain that mentality, because I can tell you I spent a vast majority of my career as an artist, right, being upset when people wasted my time, right? And I really had to practice and learn to be mentally prepared not to take it personally, because energy transforms from party to party. So if one person wastes your time, the next person could come in, ready to go and on point, and you still upset with the last person who wasted your time or devalued you. So now your energy isn't right. Outside of, what your mom gave you and you having a naturally positive disposition, was there any significant thing that happened that made you kind of be like, I have to be on point. Was it something that made you decide to guard your energy, or you just always been like that, period?
That's good. I think it's a mixture of both.
Okay.
So, especially when it comes to dealing with challenging clients who test my patience and really test my character. And I went through that series actually this year with a client, and I really had to teach her that I provide a service and I'm not your servant.
Word. Say that again.
I provide a service. I am not your servant.
Mm.
And at the end of the day, the ball is in my court because you're going to always need me before I need you.
Mm.
I'm blessed with an amazing crew, my girls, my family, just got my back 100%. And I'm keen on knowing when to have my me time. I'm keen on that. And honestly, it was a journey. So we'll mention two things. So I did the Disney internship in undergrad.
Okay.
And so during that internship, I learned the difference between a service and an experience.
Word.
Okay? So though technically it's a service, no, I provide an experience. I come to you. I bring all the products. I bring the towels. I'm bringing you everything. What do you need? It's an experience. You just got to show up at your house or your hotel.
I like that.
Or wherever.
I'm not a service provider. I'm an experience provider.
Exactly.
I like that.
That's
Let me write that down. Don't patent that, okay? Because I might have to use that.
No, I need to patent that though. There's a few things I gotta patent, but for sure, I'm an experience. When you experience me, it's a change, and you can't replace me. And right now, I'm literally watching this client who I had to part ways with. She's like, she's really trying to find another me.
Yeah.
And now that I'm on the other side of, I have forgiven you, I'm at peace with it, there's joy. Right. Because I know that. And that situation made me question that. And so through this journey, I had to understand, Chassidy, you provide an experience. Right. No one is going to show up as you are. And so that was one from Disney. Two is, we always called it, we wasn't employees for Disney. We were cast members. Word. So when I leave my house, unfortunately, but fortunately, I am on stage when I'm with my clients. That is a performance. They expect me to show up pleasant, on time, looking good, smelling good, and I'm there to be the magician. And when I leave, I'm gone. When I'm with my people get to experience the real Chassidy, Mickale. My clients experience what I provide, and that's it. There's a fine line.
But there's a little bit of you in that character.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still. I mean, it's not full on clown.
Yeah.
Like, no. Right. That the authentic me is definitely still there. The empathetic me is there. The overachiever me is there. The overly preparedness me is for sure showing up. But the personal me is kept sacred and a part of it. Even when my clients are getting really intimate with things and they want my opinion, or they, there's a fine line. I got tested today, and I was like, this comb about to hit the back of your head. Stop talking to me like that. But it was nothing like that. We still kept it good. But sometimes those questions, because she asked me a personal question, and it kind of hit me. And I got personal with it. Yeah. But I had to disregard that. Yeah. But another person who really taught me something is you.
Yeah.
You taught me something, G. Like, okay. So you gonna remember it. So it was when I was passing out pluggers for my launch party. Right. And you was like, you're a sensitive person. You cannot be sensitive when it comes to business. Word. Take the emotions out. Word. And that has stuck with me from the beginning. Okay? Word. From that point, you was like, listen, we gonna pass your plug out to everybody in here. Everybody. And he said, just sit back and watch. Yeah. Some people gonna read it.
I said that?
You said it. Some people gonna read it. Some people may glance at it. Some people may hold it for a little bit. Somebody gonna use it like as a fan.
Yeah.
And some people not gonna even read it. They just gonna put it down. He said, understand, that's money. That's money that people are literally wasting of yours.
Yeah.
He said, but you can't get mad about it.
Worry about it. Yeah.
It's part of the business.
Yeah.
And so whenever I'm in those uncomfortable situations where my emotions is, you know, we artists, so we sensitive about our shit. You know. So whenever I'm in a moment of sensitivity, and I have to pass out my pluggers, and watch and see who really gonna, you know, get with it.
Oh, that's rough.
So I take that with me.
Yeah.
Honestly, I take that with me.
You know what, man? And I'm gonna be honest with you. I say a lot of shit, but I can tell you to this day, when I'm giving out information or I'm sharing something about my business, you know, I feel it. I feel it, especially more so now than in the beginning, because in the beginning, like you said, it was about the hustle.
Yeah. Now
it's kind of like I'm established. I do what I do. My name is known. So when I see somebody, like, I'll hand them a card or I'll give them my info, and they may scroll through my portfolio, whatever. Yeah, you feel it, but you're absolutely right. Thanks for giving that back to me, because it just made me think about, I heard a long time ago that you may pass out 1,000 cards, but if 10 people use those cards, the first person pays for the cards, the other 9 made the 1,000 worthwhile.
Exactly.
So that's exactly what I was giving you when I was giving you that.
And I took it. And I took it and ran. And so now here it is 10 plus years in this industry. And I'm at a space where I want to be known for what I know, not what I do.
Right. Okay. I like that. What I know, not what I do.
Yeah.
I like
a master
that.
for a reason, right?
Yeah. I like that.
We got to give it to other people.
What you know and what you do.
A little both. Because
you know
these clients ain't going. They be
because you work magic, right? But you can't tell everybody the secret behind the tricks.
No,
right?
you know, the art is the art. And I say that with my whole heart, because people just, I'm going to just go to cosmetology school. I'm going to just, no. I already knew how to do everything that I do. I just mastered it. I learned the technique to match it. It's like basketball. You either got it or you don't. Like, it's not teachable.
Master style.
Master
style. So let me ask you this, because I encounter a lot of people like that too. You know, I'm just gonna go be an artist. I'm just gonna do this. How do you feel when you come across somebody who they see you where you are now, and they want to be where you are now? Can you tell when you look at someone and you talk to them for 5 or 10 minutes? Can you tell whether they have it in them or not?
Absolutely.
Are you honest with them?
Yes.
You straight like that?
I try to be, because understand I'm an empath.
Okay.
And I don't like hurting people's feelings because I'm empath.
Yeah.
But I've learned that it's more beneficial for me to be honest than to lie.
Right.
It's pointless. Okay. So, you know, I get creative with my words.
Yeah, player, look, I know you want to do this hair and all, but I'm going to tell you, you might want to go down to UPS and fill out an application.
Look at the flick of the wrist.
You ain't got it in you.
You ain't got
it in you.
For real, you know, for real. And a lot of times I don't even have to say it. You'll know people will know if I feel like you're talented and have what I'm looking for if I work with you.
Right.
I'm very selective. It's hard to grow a team because I am probably too hard on people. I don't care. Because you showing up after me, and it's already extremely hard to show up after me, and excellence. I know that.
Excellence. You're looking for excellence.
You know, and I mean, even still, like, prime example with my assistant. I was there literally with my assistant. We were doing 2 girls' braids or whatever. And she's like, well, I don't know. It's braided kind of weird because of her hairline. I said, listen to what you just told me. It's braided. It looks weird because of her hairline. I said, you got a braid that's an S shape, and your child has a meaty head. Respectfully. So what you're seeing is a different range of emotions for the hair strands. They're being placed in a different way that they're not used to being placed.
Okay.
I said, it's fine though.
Yeah.
She was like, oh, you're right.
Yeah.
I know. You only had something to say because my assistant did it.
Right.
Had I did it, you wouldn't have said anything.
Right. You know your child's head is meaty.
You know that.
Right. You
It's
knew
okay.
that. She tried to pass it off on you.
She
with something
tried.
Like that. You handled that very professionally.
But I had, and see, the thing is, I'm going to stick up more for, especially for my assistant, than I would probably for myself. For myself, I'll be like, sometimes you learn to pick your battles.
Right.
But for my assistant, no, because actually we did you a favor. Because I could have not been available for another month and a half. That's what I could have did.
For your little meaty head child.
Respectfully.
Yeah. Respectfully.
Yeah, respectfully. Absolutely. But what we're not going to do is that.
Yeah, I can dig that. So with that being said, that brings me to my next question, right? All the positive, dope flyness about being a master stylist. What don't you like about your job? Give me something that you don't. Something that stands out in your mind that you don't like. I'll give you one real quick. Part of being an artist, sometimes I don't like having to talk to people about stuff I don't want to talk about.
Say it again, please. Can you please say it again?
I don't like talking to people about stuff that I don't have to talk about it. And part of it is because I guess I consider myself an empath too, right? I'm very in tune with energy. And sometimes you have conversations with people, they'll start a conversation and halfway through the conversation, nothing I say is going to make any difference. You've already made up your mind. You're going to be negative. You're going to fail. You're not going to be successful with whatever it is we're talking about. So why are you pulling me into this swirl of negativity? So that for me, that's one thing I don't like about, and that's only in certain given situations. But how about you? Is there anything that you don't like, something that just sticks out of your mind where every time you deal with that, you're like, it's this again?
I mean, it flows with it. It's a few things. And I'm being real.
Don't be naming names now.
Oh no, we don't do that. So number one, I like to say that I'm a chamber of secrets.
Word.
Because I'm in this intimate setting a lot of the time, one-on-one with the client, they're telling me everything. I know too much. But it's also a pro to that because I'm trusted. I'm well trusted, and people can tell me anything. I'm easy to talk to. And then, like you said, there's those moments where, like today, I was braiding, and I really just wanted to listen to my music. I was actually singing, and she still was talking, and I was like, "You don't hear me singing? Stop talking."
Right.
But like I'm literally singing over. Yeah, but
look, therapy is extra, okay? Like I can provide the experience, but if you want the therapist to come out, that's $100 extra.
And I knew she came in talking, so I knew she needed it too. She needed an outlet, so it was a mixture of both. And I did respectfully be like, I'm sorry if you keep hearing me sing. Yeah. It's just because she came to me, so it was my territory, versus when I'm with my clients, a lot of times I would be like, don't you want to just turn some music on today? Yeah. And let's just vibe out. Like, let's just do that. And that's the challenging thing is I don't control my environments. I'm going into their environments. And so a lot of times they're not listening to music. A lot of times they watching TV or they want to talk about, like, one of my clients like, oh my God, the next Love is Blind is out. We gonna watch it together. We're not. Respectfully.
Right.
No thanks. Yeah. I didn't watch it before I got on it.
Right.
So that's a challenge. Yeah. And then what's another one? Oh, this is probably a big one. And I learned this year. I cannot make you like you. Ooh. Someone will nitpick everything. The makeup just ain't right. The hair just ain't right. You did something different. No, you did something different. I told you need to lay off pop, and your face is bumpy.
I cannot make you like you.
I cannot make you like you, no matter what I do. Yeah. And so that is for sure a challenge because I have to know when to walk away. I did what I was supposed to do. I'm going to wash my hands with it because what you're not going to do is nitpick everything that I did. Right. And try to find something wrong with my artistry, because there's no right and wrong in that. You're not going to find a wrong in my art. I know you look good.
I can't unuglify you.
That's how you feel. I can't change that.
Right.
I can't. And so knowing when to walk away, like that's a tough spot.
And you're great at what you do. You know, if I may say so myself.
I do a little razzle dazzle.
I'm always watching your story. You're traveling around the world, making people look glamorous and even more beautiful. So you're definitely great at what you do. So when you're finished, I can dig that. If they're not happy with what they see, it's probably a little personal.
Yeah. And I had to learn that and not put that back on me. Like, you know, well, what did I do wrong? Like, I can do this with my eyes closed. Why is there an issue now?
Right.
And it's like it's you. Yeah. It is not me. It's you. And I can't change that.
Yeah. That's a tough part of the job. Huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
You got to guard your energy against that too, I guess.
Listen, add it to the list. Yeah. But it's okay. Yeah. I know what it is. I know how to identify it now, so I know how to act accordingly because of it. So, yeah.
Cool. I like that, man. That's awesome. So you mentioned, and now I got to ask you, because we haven't really had this conversation.
Okay.
But Chassidy is also a reality TV star as well. And let me tell you, with us being friends, it was like about a 6-8 month period where I was just like Chassidy is really weird right now. Like, she got a new boyfriend or she's selling drugs. I'm like, what's going on? You were like popping up, disappearing, and not answering calls back, and you know, you changed. And I was like, Chassidy changed. And then I found out, oh shit, Chassidy's on a reality show. And
yeah, I did that.
Having had a little experience with that myself, I knew like, oh, okay, there's a lot of changes you got to go through to make that happen. So for the people who don't know, tell us a little bit about what show you were on and what it was like, and give me a brief, how was that experience?
Okay, so I was on Love is Blind, season 2. And it's a lot. You know, the opportunity came to me. And so at first I was like, yeah, no, I'll get somebody else to do it because I'm pretty traditional when it comes to meeting men. I'm not on any dating apps. I ain't never had no issue meeting no man. Okay? Quality over quantity. So anywho, I said, you know what? It was during the pandemic. This decision could either elevate, you know, what I have going on or, you know, backfire. And I feel very secure in myself. So I was just like, at the end of the day, why not? You know, this decision is not going to jeopardize anything that I personally have going on. And I don't have any kids. So, you know what? Put me in, coach. Let's do it. And so now the outcome of it, yeah, was slightly different from what I may have initially thought it would be. And I am so okay with that. Like, I don't regret it. A lot of times people are like, you know, do you regret being on Love is Blind? And it's like, a lot of these decisions I make, I don't regret them because that's a part of my life's journey. You know what I mean? From that, I was able to get access to a lot of different opportunities. And it also kind of ignited my confidence. I didn't think that I've never been an insecure person for the most part. But, you know, we all have our things. Let's just, you know, that's the reality of it. We all have our things. But from that experience, I was like, gee, you got to stop sleeping on yourself. Word. Like, this is Netflix. Yeah. But I'm also not going to be your token black girl who going to show her ass. Excuse my French. Yeah. And I don't have this broken upbringing story. No, my mama and daddy love each other. I was raised well. We were not wealthy, but I didn't miss a meal. You know, I'm educated. I do good by people, and I've been blessed. I'm not going to create this sob story that I am only successful because I went through the storm. Was it perfect? No. Yeah. Did I cry? Yes, I still cry. You know, have I experienced pain and loss? And yes, but what we're not going to do is we're not going to lead with struggle to define my success. And that's the world we live in now. You know, if there's not this traumatic story of, yes, I walked on coals and stood outside in blizzards to get where I didn't. I mean, thankfully, I did not have to do it. It was a struggle. It was a fight. Like I said, I still experienced that, but you're not gonna leave with that.
Right.
And my life is pretty amazing from itself, so we don't have to build.
I can dig that.
We don't have to build this.
You got to make up no shit.
We don't have to do that. Like, get somebody else to do it for real. And so
Right.
they got somebody else to do it.
Okay,
So that was
okay,
that.
You know what's crazy is a lot of my experience with reality TV was the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, you know, producers like, yo, man, you know, you don't really drink on set. You don't really.
Because it's work.
You don't get involved in like the bullshit. Like, what's up with you, bro? And it's like, yo, this is who I am. You know, like, I'm a serious brother. I handle my business. You know, and I know you guys are so used to selling that struggling, hard up brother and sister from the hood who just trying to make it out of.
You deserve to be successful because you walked on coals and your mama did not love you as a child. So you deserve it.
Yeah. What is, you know, it almost made me, I looked at it like, is America obsessed with this, or are the people who control media obsessed with selling us as this?
I think it's a mixture of both, honestly.
Yeah.
Because they're only producing what's traction.
Right.
People watch it. Yeah. So therefore it becomes an American thing. And now, you know, they have it in these different countries, which, you know, it's cool, but I feel like it's slightly different too, because different countries have so many different regulations on, you know, what's being broadcast and the way of life. You know, they don't play that.
They don't play that. Yeah.
This is not land of the free.
Yeah.
You gonna listen to some rules here.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And so we have gotten so caught up with the notion that if we don't have this dire story, right, we're not validated, we're not important, and we're not entertaining. I'm a good ass.
Come on, man. Yeah, look.
I mean, like,
it's like when you tell somebody I'm from Chicago and they like, ooh.
Oh, this the one that stings my soul. Oh, Chirac. I'd be like, don't say that.
Yeah, be cool.
Take it easy.
Yeah, that ain't all us. Okay, yeah.
I mean, it's just, like, shut up.
Yeah, I could dig that, man. I could dig that. Well, I'm happy that you did not compromise yourself. I did not compromise myself either. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why neither one of us are on reality television anymore.
Yeah, it's like, for what? For what though? You know, honestly, I went in there with an open heart and mind because I was like, you know what? Maybe I'm not doing something right. You know, and unfortunately, I could be naive to fairy tales. Right. I come from a fairy tale. You know, my parents been together since high school. Yeah. So I come from that openness and willingness to love, and that's what I went with. Shame on me. Yeah. But
they needed some drama.
Please, I made it very clear. I was like, yeah, I want him. Y'all can fall back.
They needed some of this. I don't know.
No, we fighting. I'm too cute to fight or go to jail. We not doing that.
I could dig that. I could dig that. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. That's awesome, man. Well, again, I'm glad you didn't compromise. And
no.
I think it reflects positively. The wine is kicking in.
Positively.
By the way, our sponsor, Black Feather Wine.
Woo-hoo.
Yeah, that's what we're sipping on here. Get yours today. I think it reflects positively both on yourself and on your brand. Yeah. Because you know a lot of people, you kind of like famous out here.
A little bit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of your fan base and a lot of your supporters would have been like, huh? If they saw this other person pop up on TV being extra ratchet and doing a bunch of stuff that was like out of character, man.
Yeah. I mean, my brand is your image matters. It don't really get any more direct than that. And so I am extremely protective of that. You know, those who get to see me with my hair down, it's, you know, my people. Yeah. We have a non-official NDA in place because that's just what it is. And you know, they're my safe place, and vice versa. Right. There's an understanding. When we outside, we outside. Yeah, but when we inside, it's our business. That's just what it is.
That's why none of the footage I have of you falling asleep
everywhere.
has ever made it online,
Everywhere.
because I know how hard you work.
Everywhere.
And because you work hard and you show up to support everybody, that's why none of the footage is
It's
ever
okay. You know, they got me in cosmetology school. My girl, shout out to my girl Minnie, who did not have a problem with making a whole collage of me. Sleep in 90% of my theory classes in cosmetology school. So it's okay.
You work hard though, man.
You know, I'm anemic. Like, it's cold.
Okay.
You know, but even still, like, I'm a busybody. So listen, I don't know what the excuse is. Chassidy gonna go to sleep, okay? My body turns off. I don't drink coffee or energy drinks.
Okay.
When it's up, it's up. When it's not, it's not.
And that's okay.
I'm gonna take a nap, but just tap me, and I'll get back in the mix.
Back in the mix.
You know, don't worry. Yeah, yeah.
Now that I'm in my 40s, I feel what you're saying now.
I'm not.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
And I was like that in my teens.
In your teens, yeah, that's cool. Your body needs sleep. Yeah.
It's what it is. I love sleep is so healing for me though, because you got to think like, you get it. You know, we're in these spaces, we spend this time with these clients, and it's exhausting taking all that in. And I'm a thinker, so it's just like, I have to turn it off for a minute, you know, and regroup. And I don't know if it was 17. I'm leaning towards 17 minutes. I don't know who said it, but they were just like 7 to 20 minutes of nap time is a game changer. Our bodies, we're computers.
I can dig that.
How many times do we turn our phones on and off or close out of all our apps? How many times do we do? People don't do it.
Yeah, and when you don't, that's why your phone is crashing, because you're not giving it a break.
You have to restart it, and you have to do the same with your body. You know, people, your skin. I go to sleep. I mind my business. I try to drink my water, but that's why my skin be looking, because I go to sleep.
Yeah, you get your rest. I like that, man. I like that. I heard an entrepreneur. I'm not sure where, but he said, you know, you can't be all grind, right?
No,
because grind is
it's hard.
Two harsh surfaces rubbing against each other, and eventually
it don't flow.
It breaks down and crumbles. So you gotta get your rest. You gotta get your breaks in there. So all you entrepreneurs out there, you got to get your rest, okay? You got to rest just as hard as you work.
Yes.
Because you don't want to burn out. You don't want to
stop listening to that team no sleep. You going to crash. You're going to be driving and you're going to go to sleep because your body eventually will turn off. Like that notion of go, it's not healthy. And if you can't show up and perform as you need to, you ain't doing nobody no justice, because a month of not sleeping is going to build up and set you back 2 months because you're going to have some potentially internal issues going on because you ain't gave back to your body.
True story.
So at that point, you know, it's, what does it say, beating a dead horse?
Give them that game.
I'm going to go to sleep, like I said.
Yeah, I support that. I support that. Get your rest.
Get your rest. Even if you take a 20 minute, do what you got to do, but you're no good if you aren't working in your full potential, and that's on a drain battery.
I could dig that. Get your rest. I'm with that. I support that message. So with that being said, my next question is, I'd like to know, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Yeah, where are you driving?
5 years.
What are you driving? Where are you living? How many students do you have? You know, I always joke with you about getting the little young chickadees and taking them under your wing and showing them how to, you know, move how you move, and then just collecting your percentage.
Yeah.
You know? But that's my 5-year dream. So
for me, I know. But you know, it's not crazy you say that. You know, you got to really listen to the universe when you're constantly hearing the same notion and seeing the same thing. And more so recently, I did a collab with Nike, and we did the It's Her Shot event. I went in just to work the event. And I said, hey, I can actually build a team for you, because so many times we go to these different events, and especially when it comes to Black girls, they don't have anyone representing them. And, you know, you got these braid bars, and you have, you know, other stylists who don't look like us, and they don't know what to do. You know, it becomes a very uncomfortable situation. And so, boom, I'm like, this is something I'm super passionate about, especially when it comes to young girls. Build a team out. But what I found out was the people I was getting referred to, they, quite a few of them had finished school, but they're not licensed. And so I'm like, they either not licensed at all or didn't go to school, or they finished school and they still not licensed. And so, a part of me, I've been really thinking about just an organization, of course, a nonprofit, where I can just be that advocate to help them see it through. Because like I said, mentioned earlier, you're not gonna make that million behind the chair unless you working like crazy, 14-hour days. Yeah. So imagine what that's gonna do to your body. Yeah, you're gonna get to that million, but you also might not be able to use your hands because of arthritis. Yeah. You might have high blood pressure because you ain't eating and you ain't drinking enough water. Skin, body, all that's gonna be tore up. You know what I mean? So there's a sacrifice in doing that type of hard labor. Right. So how can we prevent this from happening? How can we minimize the lack of licensing? How can we minimize that? And so that fed back into, I do have a goal of opening a school one day and really including financial literacy in the schools, because I know that was a lack for me when I was in cosmetology school. But as I mentioned, I'm thankful that I went to undergrad first, because I understood business and I understood, how to market myself and showing up. These key things need to be taught in the school, because all they're taught is the essentials of hair. Right. They're not taught business. They're not taught customer service. Yeah. They're not taught an experience.
Saving and investing.
Saving and investing. Yeah. Learning how to be a business owner within yourself, because big salons aren't popular anymore. Right. Everyone's moving towards salon suites, and so this is not something I say out loud, but I'm going to say it because you got to say it to believe it. And at the end of the day, nothing I say, y'all can't interrupt what I got for me. Like, some people be like, move in silence. That's cool. I'm going to move in silence on the actual plans. Right. But, I will have a school. I will have some salon suites, and I will have a nonprofit, potentially within the next 5 to 10 years, because I'm giving myself to physically walk away from doing physical labor in this art. Like I said, I want to move towards consulting, teaching, and getting some money for this smile.
Hey, getting some money for this smile.
Getting some money for this smile, yes.
She is also a supermodel, okay? Check her out on Instagram. It is
Chassidy Mickale.
Chassidy Mickale.
Everything. It's Chassidy Mickale on everything. So
super dope visuals, man. Super dope visuals.
Yeah, and I do all the creative direction for my shoots. And so shout out to Blake Martin. He is the mastermind behind the lens. And so us teaming up together, we have really created some beautiful art. You can go to ChassidyMickale.com. That's the website. And so just really basking into those other things that, I'm into, and I feel like now I'm credible enough to be the teacher. When I finished cosmetology school, they wanted me to I did get an opportunity to work in Angus Mitchell Salon in LA. I had an offer for that, and I was like, no, I had just got back from undergrad. I want to stay home. Yeah. And then they were like, well, won't you become a learning leader? That's those are the teachers at Paul Mitchell. And I was like, I just finished school myself. Like, how can I be an instructor?
I support that.
that. No, I mean, I know y'all see my dedication, and I was a beast, beast at it.
But you had a vision
I'm like,
for yourself that they didn't see.
I'm like, I'm not a master of my craft. Mm-hmm. Now I have mastered my craft. I've worked in a salon. I am the mobile salon. I've been on stages educating people. I've represented multi-million-dollar hair care companies. Right. I have product with my work on the shelves globally. I can now talk my shit.
Talk your shit.
I can. You know what I mean? The credibility is there alongside bachelor's in fashion design, cosmetology license, and then I have a master's in marketing.
I love it. You got all your bases covered.
The masters.
Word. Oh, when did you do that?
I know.
Yeah, you been
So I
hard
left
at
the
work.
salon.
Okay.
And you were there. You just not
Yeah.
remember because you was at the
Okay.
party. You was definitely
Okay.
we was at
Okay.
Gino's.
You know I'm showing up. If
we
you
was at
doing,
the party.
yeah, I'm showing up. If
You
you
know,
doing something, I'm showing up.
a little local lounge. You know, that's what I like my little local fun.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I'm with the bougie
Chi-town.
stuff, but I do like my local fun because that's where you're gonna find the real people and get more inspired. So we did what? Oh, 10 years ago. I finished my master's in 2013.
Okay.
So I left the salon less than a year. I was like, "Yo, this is not this." Doing hair in a salon felt like a desk job to me. I wasn't being challenged, and so I left that because I just was like, nah, there's more for me. I'm supposed like my parents have said from the beginning, your name is gonna be in lights.
Right.
They have always said that. Everyone has duplicated names in my family. I'm the only one with my own.
Okay.
You know.
I like
So
that.
it's always been there. So it's been a constant grind to get them there. So they was kind of there with Love Is Blind, you know, on Times Square. Boom.
Yeah.
You know, they're there with Jet Magazine right now and TGIN. So we definitely making it happen.
Nike.
With Nike.
Who was that sponsored
with-
the event that I did with you?
Dior.
Dior.
Yeah,
So,
we did it with Dior. Shout out to Luster Products. They, you know, it was with them. They were the beginning. So that was 2013. I started with them, and you know that's who really birthed the platform artistry. So they gonna be forever in my heart for sure.
Right.
And then now I'm the artistic ambassador for TGIN. So that's
TGIN
yes.
is.
Thank God it's natural.
Thank God it's natural.
Thank God it's natural. And so
right.
we doing big things with them. Amazing company. Shout out to the CEO, Eris, and the COO, Dr. P. You know, we making it happen.
Okay.
So it's been a journey. You know, it's not overnight. Mm-hmm. And the younger people really have to understand that. You know, this social media world is kind of it's beneficial, but it's also devastating because people expect immediate gratification. They want it now, and they don't see that everything builds up. Like when I did undergrad, I had no desire to go and get my master's. I was straight on that. I'm like, let me get to this hair.
Yeah.
You know, I was a $20 wrap hustle in college. Okay, we gonna do these $20 wraps. We gonna sweat it out at the party.
Them 20s add up.
I was not the broke college student.
Yeah, them flat irons was working, huh? Go crazy. I love it.
Man, and they're burning heads off because we put relaxer and colors because I didn't know the technicality in that. But you know, the hustle was was in me. I started working at 13 as a caddy.
Okay.
They said get here at 6 a.m. We automatically giving you $10. I am there. Mommy dropped me off.
That's what's up.
So it's always been in me to be that way.
It ain't a joke to be broke. I like that.
No, and I don't like it. I want to be able to do what I want to do when I want to do it. That was the rules. You know, my parents used to be like, you can get whatever you want. We gonna take care of the essentials, but you gonna work for all the other stuff you want.
Yeah. So I dig that what you're saying. Like people don't see the caddy before they see the film star and the model. They don't see and I think what you're saying, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I say this a lot to people. The most important part of anything that you're doing is going to be your work ethic. How much you're going to put into it.
I can go back to any job I've ever had.
And you learned how to be a master stylist by doing a bunch of other different things and taking that discipline and that hustle and that dedication into this.
I had never not had a job since the pandemic when I decided to pause my business because it got real weird outside, y'all. So we all kind of had to like, I'm cool. And then I was going to clients' homes. And so if anyone was sick, they're like, yeah, we're going to put them upstairs. Nah, I'm straight on that. You know what I mean? But this is also, this warms my heart because this shows how dedicated I am. So I had a client whose husband was really ill. Unfortunately, he passed away this year. But during the pandemic, he was very ill. But of course, he still wanted his daughter to get her hair done. I was doing her hair in the garage.
Whoa.
I would come through the garage door.
Yeah.
They put a heater in the garage.
Yeah.
And we was doing her hair in the garage with our mask on, of course.
That's dedication.
Her mom, didn't even used to wash her hair. Her mom would wash her hair, and we would get to it.
That's dedication.
In the garage and show. And so it just shows, I care about my clients. I'm so thankful for them. And, it's like a little secret society. No new friends for sure. Yeah. That's how we be.
Yeah, you know that.
But I had never not worked until that time frame. And so that moment of silence, I like to call it, was, really, we all kind of needed that sit down moment and recharge. But I was also extremely thankful because I was ahead of the curve. I was already doing house calls. People lost salons because COVID said the hell with beauty.
Yeah, a lot of stuff closed down.
A lot of stuff closed down, but the beauty industry really got a kick to it. So then I had to, all right, cool, we going to start doing Zoom calls on how to do your brows. And that's when, Brunching with Beauty was birthed because I started teaching 10-minute face. So it's just being always, this is how you know you're a true entrepreneur. If you can't map out how to make money doing anything, well, legally, guys, because I said I'm too cute for jail.
Okay.
But you got to be able to come up with a plan quick on how to survive financially. You got to know how to discover a need.
That's real.
And build on that
That's real.
Constantly.
Yeah, that's real.
Yeah.
That's real. I admire the way you've been able to always adapt, because a lot of people fail at business. A lot of people go back to work.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah, because they fail to adapt, because they always want to do what they want to do, how they want to do it. And whenever a deviation comes into play, they just give up.
I didn't braid.
Yeah.
I didn't braid. I didn't do nothing. I was blowout queen.
Yeah. That's what's up.
Lester's hired me to teach a class in New York how to do feeder braids and crochet. Mm-hmm. I did crochet on myself and feeder braids on my best friend. Wow. And I was in that class teaching them people everything I knew with confidence and with a translator because they spoke French.
Yeah.
And
Voulez-vous coucher avec moi?
And I was like, feed it under. Yeah. Thankfully YouTube University did it. Mm-hmm. But I didn't know. But that wasn't gonna stop me from going to New York. Oh, I'm going. Hold on. Let me go learn this right quick. I'm gonna learn how to do this. And then at that point, my client started demanding braids, and I was like, "Yo, I hate braids. I don't want to do this." But I was either gonna get lost in the transition and have to figure it out, or learn how to do braids.
Put it in the atmosphere.
Everybody wants braids now.
Put it in the atmosphere.
So you either adapt or you get left behind. You don't really have a choice. I mean, you do have a choice, but
and that's real for all entrepreneurs out there. You gotta your ability to adapt is kind of just
key.
As important, as your discipline. Yeah.
It's key. I took what's that? The personality test. I think it's like Briggs. Whoever took that. Yep. And my number one personality trait is empathy. My number 2 is adaptability. Number 3 is positivity. So those are my superpowers.
Those 3 winning characteristics right there.
Literally everything, my mind operates in relationship building. It does not operate in finances. Get somebody else to do it. But I know how to count my money and know how to make it make sense, for sure. But I know how to lean on my superpower. My superpower within all 3 of those is my preparedness. I try my hardest to control everything that I can control and knowing the wisdom between the things I can't. So when I show up, 90% of the time when I'm hired to do makeup, I end up having to do hair. Okay. So how am I now? Every time I go do makeup, I always got my hair bag with me. Because that's just what it is.
Proper preparation.
Proper preparation.
I dig that.
It's just you got to know what your superpowers are and maximize off of that.
Word. So I hope you guys writing this down. all my stylists, future entrepreneurs, as I like to say, little young chickadees out there who want to build your brand, because she's dropping some real gems here, man. Proper preparation.
You got to
adapt the ability to adapt, the discipline, the empathy, all of these things are winning characteristics, man. I see why you have so many opportunities that have come to you. That is awesome, man. So that leads me to my next question.
Okay.
Which is, what's the first thing you're gonna do when you make $1 million, if you haven't already yet? First thing you did, or the first thing you're gonna do when you check that account and you see that 1M? Are you gonna like go buy a new Bentley? You already been around the world. What's the last country you've been to?
Turks and Caicos.
Turks and Caicos. Yeah, all that from $20 wraps in college. You hear? Yeah. So
Yeah, Turks and Caicos.
that's what's up. So yeah, you get that first $1 million. I guess, where are you gonna go? Because I'm sure it's gonna be a trip.
I mean, a trip is that's essential. I really want to get to New Zealand.
Okay.
And we talking Africa next year, so that's gonna be a part of it. New Zealand, Australia. I wanna see that. Of course, Fiji, because I love water. I'm a swimmer, so now it used to be like, oh, I can't wait to do this and go crazy and jump off that. And honestly, with the hustle and bustle, I be just wanting peace now. I can like, I had a speaking engagement, and then I had an event I needed to attend, and I was like, you know what? You've been winning, Chaz. Like, let's do a staycation. Mm-hmm. So I did that to be closer to the venue spaces that I had to go to for the weekend. And so I treated myself to a staycation, and you couldn't tell me nothing. Mm-hmm. It really felt like I was out of town. I had my me time. I didn't have to worry about cooking or not. Like, sometimes it's okay to pour back into yourself. Right. It's okay to live, during the journey. Our parents, they were taught, work hard, work hard, work hard. And then when you retire, that's when you live your life. And so many times you see, one, you may not retire. You may not live to retire. Mm-hmm. Two, if you have overworked yourself, your health is failing when you retire. Mm-hmm. My uncle, unfortunately, he died months after his retirement party. Oh, man. Yeah. And so it was Steve Harvey that said, and these is not his exact words, but he gave the example, people are constantly like, when I get $1 million, I'm going to do this. What are you doing now? We got to enjoy the journey now. So as a thousandaire,
yeah.
Is that the word? Thousandaire?
Yeah, I'm a thousandaire.
Okay. As a thousandaire, I'm still going to enjoy the journey. Okay. Being an entrepreneur, I'm jumping off the cliff constantly financially. You got to take risks. You would have said you got to spend money to make money. Yeah. But you just got to make sure that you're in line with an investor. You got make sure you got your retirement plan in place. Mm-hmm. Make sure you have annuity in place. Something that's going to set you up. And please get life insurance, because what we're not going to do is Gucci this, Louis that, and then have a GoFundMe. Ooh. Let's please stop doing that.
Speak the truth.
Let's stop doing that, because it's tacky.
Yeah, we better
respectfully.
Than that.
We better than that. Yeah. Life insurance plan ain't, let's just do better when you can do it. Yeah. Like, we have access to this information. And I'm not perfect. There's things for sure that I have to work on. But that's something, that's a game changer. Just investing in a life insurance policy can set your family up. Yeah. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody got time. Because I used to work in the death industry. I used to make obituaries. Okay. And I worked at a cemetery. I done had me some jobs. But that has led me to, like you said, like it built this person now. But the biggest thing, when I become a millionaire, I'm going to just, first and foremost, I'm going to send my family a message and tell them it's not even up debate. Like, you have to be at this airport at this time. Don't worry about clothes. And my team. I'm going to just take everybody, we outside.
We outside.
I want to do.
You got some slots open?
You probably could come down. You got to bring wine. Because listen, the wine has been everywhere with me.
I've said, you know what? The wine
has been everywhere with me.
Thanks to you, the wine has been to more continents than I have.
Yes, because, I was on the Disney cruise with the wine.
Yeah. Shout out to Walt Disney.
Everybody take 2 bottles, please. Yeah, the wine be going everywhere with me. So, cause I need that. I be needing my, like I said, my Zen moment. When I'm on vacation, I try to really make sure that I vacation, and that's something big that I cherish about Rome and Europe in general.
Right.
They do not. They call it holiday. They do not play about vacations.
Right.
You're gonna spend some time off. Unfortunately, Americans, we're so money hungry that we lose track in living, and it's when it's too late. So, of course, with everything, do it in moderation. But you gotta make time to live your life. That money gonna come back. You are not gonna get your time back.
True story, man. True story. I love that you gave that answer. I love that that's how you've been living, because let me tell you real quick. I was talking to several different people about being outside this summer, the first summer since the pandemic that everything has been like open.
Mm-hmm.
And normally, you know me, I work. But this summer I was outside.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, outside cost me like 10
Ooh.
grand in like 3 months.
Ooh.
Like
outside expensive.
Yeah, but I realized, just in retrospect and looking at what my life has been the last 5 years versus this last summer, like you said, I have to live. I have to enjoy it. I spent a lot of time taking my daughter to places. I spent a lot of time taking my family to places. I spent a lot of downtime being with the people who matter the most, people who I've missed out. And from the experience, you miss a lot of things when you're an entrepreneur, because contrary to popular belief, you do not make your own schedule.
You don't.
Yeah.
Because there's accommodation for their availability. Because at the end of the day, I still have to make my money.
Yeah.
There's no days off.
Yeah.
I'm still answering my phone.
Yeah. So I learned that lesson like recently, that I gotta take the time and I gotta live too. I gotta spend some money to enjoy my life, or
you'll get it back.
Yeah, the work is not gonna be as much fun if I don't take the time.
No, because you become miserable and you can't operate. Once again, it's full circle. When you are neglecting this area of your life, especially being artists, other areas of your life will start to deflect that. And so there has to be a balance. You have to pour. As we pour into others, we have to pour into ourselves. What they say, an empty cup, you can't pour. So glam is my ultimate jam. Glam is my jam.
I like that. Glam is your jam.
Glam is my jam, but
patent pending. Don't be out here trying to steal her sauce.
Listen, because I stay with a slogan.
I love it.
I stay with a little slogan, or jingle, right?
Yeah.
Slogan, jingle.
Oh,
Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Anywho, glam is my jam. That's Chassidy's words.
Right.
And so I will sue you. No.
It's your ass.
Don't take my stuff. For real, that's mine. Yeah. But I know what it takes for me to perform my best.
Right.
And I love operating in that space because, once again, it's not just about my amazing physical abilities and my talent to physically do hair and makeup and wardrobe. It's about my presence that people pay for. People pay for you. They don't pay for your product.
Yeah. I learned that from other people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
It's all the same thing.
Yeah.
What make your shirt better?
Yeah.
Why your shirt better?
Yeah, I had people tell me like, yo, I love your artistry, but I paid for you because of who you are.
I just want to be around you.
Yeah, I was flattered. Like, whoa.
But then at the same time, we have to be responsible in who has access to us.
Right. Oh, man. Say that again.
We have to be responsible in who has access to us. And that's a continuous learning thing, because people can take that they can take advantage of that. Because they think, oh, I got money, so I can pay for you all the time. Yeah. No, boo. There's a cutoff.
And we've had this conversation about boundaries.
Yes.
And setting boundaries. And I'm a big boundary setter, man. Because people be on their bullshit.
Man.
And as entrepreneurs, you just don't be having time, So, yeah, I could dig that. You got to be responsible for that. I could dig it.
Yeah, for sure.
That's a vibe, man. So normally I would move on to the end of this, but we were talking about something, and I stopped you in the middle when we were setting up the film.
Okay.
And I just want to touch on this because I feel like both we have this conversation a lot, and I feel like a lot of people who see this can benefit from this conversation about your morning routine. Right?
Okay.
How you start your day, the routines in your life, right? And I was telling one of my homies, I said, during the pandemic, I put myself in jail, right? He was like, what? Like, you talking crazy? I said, no. I said, I had every day, I was in my living room doing my art here. I was in my dining room doing my workout here. I was in my little office doing my writing and my planning. And every single day I had to spend a certain amount of time doing the things that became the anchor for what I wanted my life to become.
Okay.
Right. And as we were talking about earlier, when you don't have a routine, your life can be kind of all over the place.
Chaos.
But when you do have a routine, sometimes you can look at that routine and be like, it doesn't have anything to do with who I'm trying to become. Right. But the truth of the matter is it has exactly what you have to do. Everything. Because here's the thing. When you were in school doing those 4 years, you weren't there to learn how to become a fashion stylist.
No.
You were there to show the people in charge that you can show up on time, that you can do the work required, that you can stick to the routine necessary to elevate level by level until you're at the top of whatever the particular industry is, right? So the thing is, when we're in college, when we're in the military, when we're in jail, whatever it is, we can stick to a routine and we can see all the value in it. But a lot of times when we're entrepreneurial in our mindset, we get so caught up in the balance between life and work that we forget how powerful that routine, that staple of starting your day can be for you mentally, spiritually, all of that. So what I was going to tell you earlier when we stopped talking is that I was breaking it down to you a little bit.
Yeah.
I have an app called Strides. Shout out to Strides. They're not sponsoring this or nothing, but let me just tell you how Strides changed the game for me.
Okay.
So on Strides, you set up any number of tasks that you have to accomplish throughout the day. All right. And it keeps track on a yearly, a monthly, a weekly calendar, whatever. So waking up every day, having my meditation time, having my journaling time, having my meditation time, having my things that I have to accomplish every day to make me me has allowed me to expand what I'm able to do exponentially, right? Because like we talked about, you got to reset.
Yes.
Right? Every time you take your me time, you're resetting, you're rebooting, turning off the modem, letting it breathe a little bit and turning it back on. You will never be better than you are when you do that every day. Okay? So I'm going to say that to you on camera because we've always had this conversation.
I know.
And I see where you're going and I love how hard you're working, but I want you to focus more on your morning daily routine.
Yes.
Whether it's an hour a day, find the things that you want in your life. Let me tell you, I was meditating for a good 3 months, right? And I was just trying to figure meditation out. Like, yo, let me just try to quiet my mind and let me focus on my breath and let me listen to the guided meditate. And all of this stuff was feeling foreign to me. And then one day I had this epiphany. Like, I'm in mid-meditation and I'm like, oh, shit, this is what meditation is about. I'm here. I have the ability every day to take 10 minutes to sit and be pain-free, worry-free, irritation-free, and just enjoy being alive and drawing in breath every single day. I have 10 minutes to do that.
Yes.
A lot of people in the world don't. So once I had that epiphany, it made meditation that much more powerful for me. It made me that much more grateful. it made me pour that much more energy into my work because I never want to get back to the point where I don't have the time every day to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So take that time every day, Chassidy.
I will. And it's so timely. Everything is time. So one of the biggest things just now, what you just said, just about school. And so a huge adjustment for me, I always had a planner. My planner was my journal, my everything, it kept me on track. And so now that I'm not in school anymore, of course I don't have a planner. But for so long, even before the pandemic, maybe before the pandemic, probably about 2019, I stopped using my planner because everyone's like, Chaz, you need to be digital. Start putting your clients in your phone. And it was such a huge adjustment because I loved my planner. I wrote things down, and I love being able to check it off, And so you just saying that now made me think of what's missing, what was missing. And it's funny because I just had a birthday, and me and the CEO, Eris, we have the same birthday. I was at her birthday party, and her mom gifted me Oprah's The Life You Want journal for my birthday. And so I was like, okay, we're going to start this routine October 1st. We're going to start using the journal. And you sent me the meditation app. So I'm going to start doing that and just really put a system in place. And so what we mentioned prior to, getting on, I was like, I don't really have a routine, but I was like, you know what? You kind of do. Although I don't take advantage of the time and meditate, I usually always wake up 2 hours before I have to be anywhere. Whether it's 6 a.m., wherever I get up because I don't like rushing in the morning.
Right.
But what I have to make a habit of, and I just told my best friend that, is not bringing the phone in the restroom with me. Like, because we all do it. We all bring the phone in the bathroom, and we just Now, I clean my phone because a lot of y'all probably don't be cleaning y'all phones, and that's nasty. But I be sanitizing my phone, and I make sure,
Dookie phones.
Yeah, I was a lifeguard, so I understand how to move and not cross-contaminate. But y'all be nasty. Y'all phones be nasty. But that's another subject. So I said, I'm going to try to not bring that into the restroom and not be my first thing that I look at as soon as I wake up.
Okay.
And during the pandemic, I actually had a routine, and that's what made me so proud because I was like, I even set my Alexa to do it. So even I still have the reminders on there. So my client was over today, and it was so every day at 8:35, Alexa wakes up. And she gives me like a random fact for the day. And then at 12, it's like, it's lunchtime. It's lunchtime. Time to eat. Yeah. Make sure you're drinking water. Call a friend, or it's dinner time. And I had set it. And so I never took it off after, I started back, life started back. We're not during the pandemic. But I never took it off. So sometimes if I'm having a day when I'm at home all day, I just crack up when I hear it, but it's also a great reminder because I'll usually go and chug a bottle of water when I hear that announcement, or I usually be like, yo, it is time to eat, and so once I get back to, I think I have to carry my journal again, which I don't want to, but I know for me, writing it down, that was a system that worked for me. Just like when I worked out, I have a big, dry erase board in my room, and that was a morning routine, before I would start my day. I would put an X over the calendar day because I worked out that day, or I would mark how much water I drink that day, and that's, and I have the Fitbit and all that, but for me, it was the checking off. It's the writing that worked better for me and gave me the instant gratification versus, just using the app. Like I'm just learning. Maybe I kind of got to go into the old school traditions of things just to be more disciplined. And I saw this post. And it said, and I'm gonna write this. I haven't wrote it down because it's been on my mind. It said, discipline is a form of self-love. And I have always admired that about you. Like, your discipline is so impeccable. Like, it's just, you be on it. I know you be hard on yourself,
Not
but
perfect. by
But
any
people,
means.
people say that about me, and I be like, I'm disciplined when it comes to business, but when it comes to maybe, meal prepping
Yeah.
and working out on a consistent basis, my discipline can be trash. Like those are the things that get neglected first when it comes to growing a business and taking on opportunities.
Yeah.
Those are the first things I'll be like, I am not getting up early. I cannot go swimming. I got to be on camera 3 times this week. I can't go swimming. And so how is there a place where we get everything on board? Does that place exist? I mean, I know we're gonna always have to work towards it.
Yeah, I don't think, I think it's about balance, right? And again, like I said with meditation, in every part of my life, I've learned, when I get up, I get to work out. When I get up, I get to meditate. When I get up, I get to read. Now, first, let me speak on what you were saying about old school, writing down, right? So I got this app called Notability, right?
You like the app king.
Yeah, I'm an app king, man. So
why do you have all these apps?
Because they make my life easier and better.
So you type in it?
No, you write in it. That's why I got my little Apple pen here. So a good mentor of mine, Brian Tracy, right? This is the guru of self-improvement. I listened to a lot of his stuff, and one of the things he said was that when you write your goals down every day, you improve your chance of accomplishing them by like so many thousands of percent.
Yeah.
So I had got to the point where I was typing them every day, but it wasn't giving me the same feeling of when I was writing them every day. And then I thought about, when you're a kid and you make a kid write on the board, I will not do such and such, and it kind of burns it into his mind. So that's what made me get the Notability app, because things that I plan, things that I create, things that I plan on doing, they stick with me better when I write them down.
Yes.
And later on, I'll convert some of the stuff if I need to. But generally, I'm like you, I like to write stuff down.
Yeah.
And then I read this book that a good artist friend of mine gave me. And the guy, he's an artist, and he said what he does, he has digital and he has analog. His digital is his computer, his laptop, his phone, and all of that. His analog is his notes, his scribbles, his pen and his pad, his old school books. He said that he goes back and forth depending on how he feels that day, because some days you feel like getting things done like this.
Yeah.
Some days you feel like getting things done like that. So if that's what you like, do that. That's number one. Okay. Number two is, like I said, I feel privileged to be able to get up and do some work on the heavy bag, or go to a martial arts class, or go to the gym and do some calisthenics. I feel privileged to have that time, because there are a lot of people out here that we don't think about who have disabilities and different things that wish they could just get up and enjoy having their movement. There are a lot of people who work jobs that wish they had the opportunity to get up earlier and go and use their body to the best of their ability. And then the other thing that kind of keeps me disciplined and makes it easy for me is I believe in my success. I believe I'm going to accomplish everything I want to accomplish. When I get there, I don't want to be sick and overweight and in pain and feeling all terrible.
Exactly.
And stuff,
I want to look good.
Yeah. So when
I feel it.
Yeah. So when I wake up and I feel like I don't want to do this today, I more than I don't want to do this, I don't want to get to the point of success and I can't enjoy it. So get up and enjoy this part of your day too. That's what I tell myself.
Okay, that's a good mindset.
Yeah, get up and enjoy this part of my day too. And it also leads me back to what you started out with. When you look good, you feel good. And every time you meditate, every time you exercise, every time you meal prep, all of these things coming together make you do what?
Perform better.
And what? Look better.
Look better.
People who meal prep look awesome.
They do.
People who exercise look awesome.
Man.
All right. I had a point in my life where people were asking me like, "Who do you play for?" I always want to get back to that. You know what I'm saying?
My thing is, I always say I don't want to take for granted my good genetics. Like, thankfully, it's in the right places. But I could be better. For sure can be better. And I don't want it. I want it to be naturally. I mean, this is absolutely no shade to the BBL people. Do whatever works for you. But for me, I was born with it, and so there's ways to make it look what it needs to do, and I can do it. I cannot be lazy and do it. And I know when I do hold myself accountable and start with the workout, because I'm not an evening workouter. Once I get together, and I usually have to put on some type of 10 minute face.
That's the black feather kicking in.
I know. I usually have to put on a 10-minute face.
Okay.
And so once I'm ready for the day, I'm not trying to work out, because I'm definitely not that girl that's going to the gym dialed up. I ain't there for that. Please don't come talk to me about nothing. I'm here to get this work in, and I'm gone. So I know that it's something that I have to do in the morning. So if I don't start my day like that, it's already off to a bad start. So I will be getting back to that space of grinding it out.
I have an app for that.
I'm sure. This is, they always say summer bodies are made in the winter, and I told her, I was like, I want to cut my hair off. I cut my hair 10 years ago. I just don't want any, the thing that prevents me from cutting my hair off is because I have to do so many different things to my hair. Right. And with short hair, it just limits that. Of course, it can still be done, but I am seeking this space of freedom and just renewal. And I know that's a part of it. When they say a woman cuts her hair, she's about to change the world. And I'm seeking that. And it's not even about the world. It's really about myself, because I don't want my hair to be a reason why I'm not about to jump in this pool and get busy. I really want to be in a space of, this is grind time. I'm still going to be fine as hell. I mean, that's not even up for debate.
Straight like that. Mm-hmm.
But I just feel this moment, well, not moment, I feel this movement to rid of relationships that's not serving me. I made a list of the people who add to my life and the people who take, and if the math didn't math,
the math got to be math.
It has to math. And it sounds so corny and cheesy sometimes, like, well, you're not adding value to my life. But that's real.
I've done that.
It's hard.
Yeah, I've done it.
It's hard because these are still people, but at the same time, it's like, I'm not learning nothing from you. I can't call you if things are tight or messed up.
We're not having positive interactions.
You're just a space holder.
Reciprocity. I'm big on that, reciprocity. Even if you just come around and just smile.
And I just love your presence.
Yeah.
Are we doing that?
Yeah.
And so I had to dissect a lot of relationships. Not a lot. I won't even say a lot, because thankfully I do have good people in my life.
Right.
But it just has to make sense. It has to. Am I enjoying my time with you? Do I feel like it's beneficial? Are you another person that's pulling from me and not pouring into me?
Yeah. Energy is real. It's
pour and pull.
Yeah.
That's a pour. Are you a pour or a pull?
A pour or a puller. Yeah. I call it positive and negative, but that too. Are you pouring into me or are you taking away?
Yeah. Are you? Yeah. Because unfortunately, clients are takers.
Yeah.
That's just what it is.
I just saw Tyler Perry he said, when you got a lot of people in your boat, you got to watch them, because some people are rowing and some people are drilling holes. So like, And where I'm going, I don't have space for that. Right. You got to go now. So everybody on the list, if I'm really about to build an empire, though, because I can't wait to tell my friends to quit their jobs. Yeah. And a lot of them are on board. And you got to pick the right ones.
Oh no,
that's why you got to make the list.
Well, you know my 4-piece spicy.
Your 4-piece spicy. Yeah.
Well, technically, it's my 3-piece spicy. It's 4 of us, and everyone is in their own lane. Yeah. But it has to make sense.
Yeah.
And so anyone outside of that, that's a bonus. And I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
But you got to be adding something to this.
I can dig it.
Otherwise, you taking.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't afford that. I don't have the money for it. Or the mental capacity.
Yeah, that's
or the empathy. We out. Like,
we out.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sold out.
Yeah. I mean, but you put in the work and you've seen who was there and who wasn't.
Yeah.
And after a while, seeing who isn't, you know, it gets taxing.
It does.
I get it, man. And it's funny how when you're working to become successful, we get a lot of the same things from different places. Because I also made that list. I made it mentally first. And then I just started being conscious of who I feel good being around, who I feel supported, being around who I feel celebrates me versus who tolerates me.
Yes.
Or who uses me. And I subconsciously, this Nat does not want me to be great. I subconsciously started being further away from certain people. And the thing is, I say subconsciously because when I started sticking to my routine, it made it impossible for me to be where certain people wanted me to be. Come out here and rock with me.
That's why I like being busy, because busy keeps me out of the bullshit. That's what I mean. Yeah, it does. That's how I was growing up. I used to be like, how you do that? I ain't got time for that. I was at school all day, and then I was at swimming, and then on Saturdays I was competing, and then on Sundays we was going to church, and then we tired and getting ready for the next week. When did you have time to do this? So I was always busy. There was always a schedule. There was always a routine, and so I found myself being like, I don't even want no routine, just a free for all, and my body just still naturally acts and performs in this matter because I'm so used to an agenda. I'm so used to, okay, we're going to do this. There's always a checklist. And, you know, even in those spaces where you want to put it away, you operate in that space, Chaz. Like, this is where you operate at. This is where you perform best at. And this is when all the other stuff that you are battling, per se, all that stuff gets washed away to the wayside, and then it falls in place every single time. Every time when I'm working in my full potential, you know, pouring into the business, pouring into myself, everything else, it figures itself out. It either goes away or it shows up as you need it to. So, you know, we got to give ourselves some grace. We have to give ourselves grace.
That's hard.
It is very hard, especially if you're on social media, because it's that, damn, they doing that.
I don't even look anymore. I post what I need to post. I check with my regular meme homies. You know, I got my meme homies.
You gotta have your laughter.
Yeah.
You gotta have your laughter. That's essential.
And then I get up out of there, man.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's taxing, and it can make you feel like nothing you're doing is enough.
Yeah, it really it makes you do that progress check. When honestly, it wasn't until my website, my personal brand website, ChassidyMickale.com, like YIMTEOO.com, like YouTube. That's business. That one's been busting. That one's it's there. Been busting. Like, I was very proud of that. But, like, Chassidy Mickale, like, that one. Yeah. And even my web designer, like, we had our conversation, and she got it. And I even said that today, because today she just posted a reel, just, you know, kind of, like, highlighting her work. And I said, you know, it's nothing more fulfilling than having a conversation with someone and what feels like chaos and confusion, saying it and feeling like, oh, I'm talking in circles, I'm all over the place. She got it. Those that get it, get it. Ain't that what they say? She got it, and she killed it. I mean, every time she would send back a review or an update, I literally would be like, yo, it's not, I don't have any feedback. Yeah. Like, I don't have nothing to say. I'm so blown away. Like, fix this. She did it.
It's awesome every time.
She did it. Shout out to All Things Aligned. That's the website. Builder, the creator, the designer. Her name's Nisha. I'm sorry, Nisha. And she got it. Okay. And she had to say, kind of like a moment of off the record, she was like, I don't know you like that, but like, you cold. Word. You kind of like, you did it. I said, I know, it just seems like so many different things that I do and that I'm good at and that I'm interested in. And so I had, at my Brunch with Beauty event, shout out to Mr. Greasy himself. He was the artist there, live artist at my 10-minute face class. And on my dress, it said, Jack of all trades, mastered most. And so she saw that and she was like, nah, you are a Jill of all trades. Right. And you are the master stylist.
I like that.
Girl, don't talk to me like that.
I like that.
And I was like, oh my God, okay, yeah. So we gonna run with that. Jill of all trades. So that was her move. Right. That was her verbiage. And
don't take her stuff.
Don't take my stuff. Don't be weird. Like,
it's hers, okay.
It's on my side. Like, don't do it. So yeah, like seeing someone get it where you feel like you're so good at a lot of things, because that's what they say. I mean, the whole saying is Jack of all trades, master of none. You know, this world puts this out there like you can only really be good at one thing. And it's like, no, you can master multiple things. And guess what? Even as a master, I'm still learning and expanding my craft. But right. When I say I know my shit, I know it.
You know your shit.
I know my shit. That's just what I can still expand on it. I just know it.
Hey, you want to know something funny, man? When I was a kid, I was kicked out of school. I was kicked out of class for drawing a lot, which is funny because I ended up being an artist. But I was labeled all this different stuff, right? ADHD, behavior, blah, 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 blah. And this was always in school. Mm-hmm. When I was home, I never had any problems, right? Because what I didn't realize, like you said your parents were doing, what my mom was doing was keeping me busy. Mm-hmm. We going to Vacation Bible School. You got to be on the usher board. Mm-hmm. You got to sing in the children's choir.
You was in activity after activity.
Look, you got to do a speech in church. You got to participate in this contest and this contest and that contest. So I think our parents were programming us for greatness.
Yes.
And they were programming us to utilize all of the energy that comes with being young and black and awesome.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So shout out to all the parents out there who are keeping their kids busy, okay? And like you said, never tell them what they can't do.
No.
Because if they have the time and they have the energy and they have the commitment, they can become a Jill of all trades.
And teach them how to monetize their magic, their superpower. You know, it was always... Listen, I was taking packing tape, okay? Packing tape.
Yep.
Freshman year of high school. Mm-hmm. Hey, I'll eliminate your school schedule.
You're a super hustler.
I'll eliminate it for you.
You're a super hustler.
It was $1. I was using packing tape. It wasn't even laminated.
Yeah.
But I would be at home, with my hole puncher. I type it up, print it.
I was using packing tape too, but it wasn't for no IDs.
I kind of feel like I don't want to know what you was using it for. I don't want to know what it was used for. But I had that. I was making CDs. Mm-hmm. My mama was doing straw sets because my mom was the one that was doing all hair. I never went to the salon. I didn't go to the salon. So I didn't even know the salon experience. Okay. I didn't go to the salon for the first time until my senior year in high school. And I was like, yeah, my mama do better than this.
I remember straw set Chassidy.
Come on. Straw set used to smack. My mama didn't play that. Yeah. So, I mean, it's just basking and celebrating your kids' talents, you know, because it shows up. I'm I'm still very different from my sisters. My older sister is a doctorate in kinesiology. Like she does all the physical therapy. My baby sister, she is a civil engineer. Okay. We all completely, well, they kind of mesh well better together than me. I was the glam girl.
Y'all all a vibe though. I love that.
We're so different.
Yeah, like I can tell from interacting with all of you that, like, you know, your parents did a great job.
Yeah, we're so different. But what I can appreciate though about my parents, they adapted for each child. There was a different way that we had to be raised.
Yeah.
I was gone. I was always with my friends, but I was so afraid of my parents that I didn't play that. Right. Like, I'm going to kick it and have a good time, but I can't get in no trouble because they would kill me. And I knew that I had to make sure that my schoolwork was on point. Everything had to be on point, and then they would leave me alone. My sisters didn't want to do chores. They ain't have to go outside. I'm doing everybody's chore because I'm going outside. Right. I had the friends. Yeah. You know, and they had their friends, their relationships. But me, I was like, bye y'all. I did my homework. I didn't clean. I did they chores. I'm out.
That's how you ended up at the block parties.
Every time. Every time. Coming home from college. Yeah. All the time. Yeah. I'm pulling up. I'm coming home this weekend, y'all. Yeah. That's how it was.
That's what's up. Isn't it awesome how I'm just thinking about, 20 years, how many people in our crew are like doing their own thing, man. Like we turned out pretty good. Yeah, pretty
for real.
Good, man. Yeah,
for real. Because we used to be kicking, but we kicked it very hard. But at the same time, like we still wasn't nobody low lives. Yeah. That was the thing. Like we kicked it, we party. I was driving home from college. Every chance I got, I made sure I wasn't picking Friday classes unless I had to because we was doing Thursdays at Soundbar.
Oh, Soundbar.
At Soundbar. I used to make sure I came home for that. So, and then it would turn into, a weekend. It was a whole thing. But, when it was time to show up and work, we was there.
That's what's up, man.
Wasn't nobody no bums.
Word.
But now to see full circle how, some people still working at 9 to 5, whatever, but they have excelled in that. Yeah. Because everybody can be an entrepreneur.
Right. Yeah.
Everyone needs to really and truly stay in your lane. Please stay in your lane. Everyone cannot be an entrepreneur, and that's okay. We're not better than.
Oh no.
We're not less than.
Yeah, you gotta give your best.
You just know what works for you.
Yeah, I got some partners out there with some sweet jobs that I'll like. Don't do what I did.
Please,
stay at work.
Stay at work.
Yeah.
The only person I be telling to quit their job is my best friend Kim. I be like, quit your job.
Yeah.
I'm sick of them.
Kim.
Quit your job.
Quit your job.
I'm sick of them, but not yet.
Fuck that job.
But not yet. Almost. We almost. Because she's incredible.
Word. I know Kim. She is very incredible. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Well, look, man. It is always a pleasure chopping it up with you. And you know that. We always have a good time. We will be back to see you guys soon with new and exciting guests and dialogue. We're going to be here touching bases with what's happening in Chicago and around the world. Okay. Thank you for tuning in. You can check us out on YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook, Black on Black Wealth, and on IG, Black on Black Wealth 1. That is Black on Black Wealth, the number 1. You can check out Chassidy Mickale
at Chassidy Mickale on everything. IG, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok.
And spell that. They do use Snapchat. So what is the spell it for them?
So it's Chassidy Mickale, ChassidyMickale. That's Chassidy Mickale.
On all platforms.
Or you can just go to the website, ChassidyMickale.com. And then my business page is YIMTOO. Well, at YIMTOO. And then I just messed that up. My Instagram is YIMTOO. My website is YIMLLC.com.
And shout out to Black Feather Wine.
Yes.
Yeah.
With the sips.
This is what we do. We appreciate y'all tuning in. And remember, We need black on black wealth from coast to coast like butter on toast.